What happens when a man loses everything that once gave his life meaning? What happens when guilt becomes heavier than grief, and the person who needs forgiveness the most is the one staring back at you in the mirror? This is not just a story about faith. It's a story about broken people searching for a reason to keep breathing. Breath of Life invites us into a deeply emotional journey that explores love, regret, redemption, and the quiet battles people fight behind closed doors. At the center of the story is a man who appears to have everything society admires: intelligence, influence, and a future filled with promise. Yet beneath that polished exterior lies someone struggling with disappointment, unresolved pain, and the crushing weight of expectations. As life unfolds, the choices he makes begin shaping not only his own destiny but also the lives of those around him. The film gently reminds us that some of the most life-changing moments don't arrive with explosions or dramatic entrances. Sometimes, they arrive through heartbreak, through loss, through silence. One of the strongest themes in Breath of Life is identity. Who are we when the titles we built our lives around disappear? Who are we when success no longer satisfies us? Many people spend years chasing achievements, believing fulfillment exists just beyond the next milestone. But what happens when they finally arrive there and still feel empty? The story courageously explores that uncomfortable reality. It shows how easy it is to become disconnected from ourselves while trying to become the person the world expects us to be. At the same time, the film paints a powerful portrait of human relationship, family, friendship, romantic love, mentorship. Each connection becomes a mirror reflecting both our strengths and our flaws. People influence one another in ways they rarely understand. A single act of kindness can alter the course of someone's future. A single moment of neglect can leave wounds that last for years. Breath of Life understands that healing rarely happens overnight. Growth is messy. Forgiveness is complicated. And redemption often requires confronting truths we've spent years avoiding. The emotional power of the story comes from its honesty. It doesn't present perfect heroes. Instead, it offers deeply human individuals trying to navigate disappointment, ambition, fear, and hope. The characters make mistakes. They hurt people they love. They struggle with pride. They wrestle with regret. And yet, despite everything, they continue moving forward. Because being human means falling short. It also means having the courage to begin again. Another remarkable aspect of the film is its treatment of faith. Rather than offering simplistic answers, it presents faith as a journey. Sometimes faith feels strong and unwavering. Other times it feels fragile and distant. There are seasons when people question everything they once believed. And there are moments when hope unexpectedly returns through the people placed in their path. The story suggests that spirituality isn't necessarily the absence of doubt. It is the willingness to keep searching for meaning even when certainty feels impossible. As viewers, we are challenged to examine our own lives. What burdens are we carrying? What conversations have we postponed? Which relationships require reconciliation? How often do we extend compassion to others while denying it to ourselves? Breath of Life encourages us to embrace vulnerability instead of hiding behind appearances. It reminds us that strength isn't found in pretending we're unbreakable. Strength emerges when we acknowledge our pain and allow ourselves to heal. The film also celebrates resilience. No matter how devastating the setbacks may be, people possess an extraordinary ability to rebuild. To rediscover purpose. To choose hope after heartbreak. To breathe again after believing they never could. By the time the story reaches its emotional conclusion, audiences are left with a profound realization. Life is unpredictable. Dreams evolve. People fail. Yet none of those realities disqualify anyone from experiencing grace, transformation, and a second chance. Breath of Life is ultimately a reflection on what it means to truly live. Not merely to exist. Not merely to survive. But to love deeply. Forgive freely. And embrace each day with renewed gratitude. Because sometimes the greatest miracle isn't avoiding brokenness. It's discovering that even in our brokenness, there is still beauty, purpose, and hope waiting to be found. And sometimes, the breath that changes your life isn't the first one you take. It's the one you choose to take after everything falls apart. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to subscribe to Movie Story Recaps and share this video with fellow movie lovers. Let us know in the comments which movie you'd like us to explore next, and we'll see you in another unforgettable story.